You're no stranger to Red Dead Online. Needless to say, you've seen and been through some shit. Some shit that, well, you just don't like to talk about. But still, you crave more of that sweet rockstar cringe. Well, have no fear. Uncle Dark is here to show you the way, so sit back, relax, get comfortable as I break down the top 10 craziest locations in Red Dead Redemption, now in 4K. At number 10 on this list is a dark and sinister place. Finding this reminded me of something out of the Blair Witch Project. Satanic markings appear to be painted on the ground, flanked by candles and ominous stones. 5 human skulls can also be found attached to the main altar area, where it is evident that human sacrifices have been made. In the middle is a singular pole with what looks to be blood around it. You definitely don't want to find yourself in these woods alone at night. Coming in at number 9 is the remains of a once great and majestic creature, a mammoth. The remains appear to have been from long ago, possibly even the last ice age. It truly is something that the remains have remained in such excellent condition after hundreds, if not thousands of years of exposure to the forces of nature. At number 8 on this list is a very interesting and ominous location up north. The only place that I can compare it to is Tesla's lab from the Prestige. There are rooms with beds for the long nights after burning the midnight oil and lab equipment, but in the middle appears to be an operation bench that has a massive metallic structure above it. Outside of the building is a large tower which appears to be used to harvest the electricity, perhaps from lightning. Regardless, if you play the collector role, you will likely be taken to this location. Number 7 on this list is a murderous monstrosity that was created in the aforementioned lab. Needless to say, autonomously functioning robots has never been a good idea. You can find it on the top of this mountain, covered in its creator's blood, confused and dying. It's as good a place as any to go. Nonetheless, a very interesting sight to see. At number 5 and 6 on this list is something that I was truly blown away by when I first came upon it. A meteor has connected with the ground. It has completely destroyed and mangled all the trees in the area. It's actually kind of crazy that it didn't vaporize the entire forest. In the center of the crater is a large metallic stone. It's a miracle that no one got hurt by this massive carnage the asteroid wrecked. Like, look at that. There's a cabin right by. Thank God that no one was yikes. I guess not everyone was okay. At number 4 on this list is an up above a pond can be found what looks like the beginning of a face being carved into the mountainside. As for which forefather this is, I'm not really sure, but it is comparable to Washington's carving. However, clearly given the rock formation, this is not the actual Mount Rushmore and possibly a practice site. At number 3 on this list appears to be a small home straight out of The Hobbit, and it's built mostly out of the hillside. Upon closer inspection, there is a window on the top to let light in, with strange symbols carved into it. I went ahead and went into the shack using my free cam mod and was sadly disappointed. All there was a black doorway with another door and then nothing. It was slightly disappointing that it wasn't a full-on Hobbit house, but then again, with all the shit fucked up in Red Dead Online, I'm glad they didn't spend a tremendous amount of time and money building it out just for another area that will never be explored. Coming in on the number 2 spot on this list is a massive creature that appears to have died many years ago. It looks human, but much bigger. And also, after being dead for decades, if not hundreds of years, still has a strong head of hair. There aren't any clothing garments found nearby, which also alludes to the fact that it is some sort of ancient creature, perhaps a giant or Bigfoot. At the number 1 spot, and one of the coolest locations I have ever come across in Red Dead Online, is the Pagan Temple. The Pagan Temple can be found in a cave near the Hobbit House. The statues look very old, which insinuate that it's been there for a long time before the Western expansion. The statues have a Roman-esque style to them, which makes me wonder if they were put there during the time of ancient Rome. There are many UFO sightings and weird shit that happen in the Rockstar universe, and it wouldn't be completely out of the realm of possibilities, and there could be an actually well thought out backstory for this. The light in the ceiling made me wonder if there was a hole actually in the ceiling that you could fall through from the top, but unfortunately there was not. It's literally just goes into nothing and ends a few feet above the below ground. Well guys, that concludes today's top 10. Thank you guys so much for all the support, all the comments, all the liking, and all the follows you guys give me. It really means so much to me, and I love putting these videos out. Also, a massive shout out to Not Ronan, Chance, and Zach Stout, my 3 Patreon subs. I really appreciate it, guys. Also, on a side note, Cyberpunk blew dick and was a huge disappointment. I played it for about 8 hours and got completely bored, even though I can run it just fine on PC. Anyway, as always guys, take it easy.